Alright, you guys, this is going to be the 6th part of the prologue.
Presented by Quinrose.
Okie dokies. Yay, it saves it right there. Cool.
はあ？可愛い妖精に向かって化け物とは失礼ね。
This is Tinker going on about how it's rude to call her a monster as a fairy, and she's offended. This is where we left off with the last vid.
妖精？一体どうなっているんだ？どういうトリックだよ？
Yosei is fairy, and so Michael's saying, "Oh, a fairy? What's going on? What kind of trick is this?" John. When he's like, John actually hit himself with all of his might as the CGs had changed. Like, hit himself to like see if he was dreaming. They're so funny.
兄さん？
Michael's like, a little extreme, isn't that, brother?
痛いぞ。これは夢じゃない。
And John's freaking out. He's like, no, it hurts. This is not a dream. Wendy's like, John seems to be in pain from hitting himself too hard. To herself.
何バカなことやってんだよ。大丈夫か？残念だけど、どうやら現実みたいだな。
Michael's like, what a silly thing you're doing. Are you okay? Sorry, but it looks like this is reality. And Wendy to herself is like, Michael squeezed his hand and made to give a steep look about the room.
つまり、この目の前の信じられないような出来事を僕は受け入れなくてはならないというのか。
John's like, I mean, I just have to accept the credible event in front of me, as he's freaking out.
だが現実に飛べる人間なんているはずが。
And after a pause, he's like, but in reality, to think that there must be someone who can fly, trailing
い
off.
やしかし今目の前でまさに存在しているわけで、いやだがしかし。
He's like, no, but right now, it's just in front of me, trailing off. And then he's like, no, but...
あの少女は光っているのか？人間が発光するなんてことはないから、これは理論的に考えて。
He's still going on about this because he's having a mental break. He's like, is that girl shining? Humans never emit light, so I have to think of it theoretically? And John trailed off there.
兄さん、何ブツブツ言っているんだ？しっかりしろよ。
Michael's like, what are you mumbling about? Please be firm. And the CG's change. There's John here not replying at all because he's broken now. Like his mental break just took him out for a little while. Michael's the only one that's like awake and aware besides Wendy of the situation.
兄さん？
He's like, brother. John has no reply because he's broken right now.
ああ、ダメだ。停止しちまった。
I was like, he has stopped working. Wendy's like, John, Michael. The CG's changed.
姉さん、大丈夫？
Michael had ran over, so he's like, sister, are you okay? His main concern. Aww. Wendy's like, Michael ran up to me. John seems to be unable to keep up with the situation and is rigid at the entrance, like just laying there. And aloud, she asks him, "How about our mother? Like, is she fine?" To Michael.
まだ帰ってきていないよ。それより、これは一体何が起きているんだよ。
Michael's like, "She hasn't come back yet. What on earth is this? That's happening?" And Wendy's like mumbling. She's like, "She hasn't come back yet. Good." And to herself, she's like, "I never went to bother my mother." Aloud, she tells him, "They seem to be fairies, but they tell me they want to take me to their world." Trailing off. Peter.
違うよ。僕は妖精じゃない。
This boy, so creepy. So creepy. Mr. Creeper. So he actually tells her here, "No, I am not a fairy." And Wendy's like, after a long pause, "Then what are you?"
僕はピーター。それ以外の何者でもない。
Which is super creepy. He tells her, "I'm Peter and nothing else." This boy.
何でもいい。要するに、普通じゃないってことだろ。
So Michael cuts in and he's like, "Anything else is fine. Like, tell us what you are, basically." And he's like, "Isn't it normal to not do that stuff? Like fly and stuff?" And Wendy, she's like, no reply to this.
ね
Pages changed again.
え、これが君の弟たち？
And Peter's like, "Hey Wendy, is this your brother?" Creeper, 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 creeper. This dude's like over 100 years old. He's creepy. Well, over 100. Because that's just how long he's known Hook. Yeah, this scene like creeps me out. I got chills when I was translating it.
なんだよ。慣れ慣れしく姉さんの名前なんか呼んで。こいつ、姉さんの知り合いなのか？
Michael's like, "What are you doing? Being familiar with her, calling my sister's name. Is this your acquaintance?" And he's asking Wendy, like, "Is this guy your acquaintance? Like, what is he doing being familiar with you?" And Wendy's like, "Today, he's the one who I gave some sweets, like the sweets that Michael had made for her."
餌をやると期待してついてくるから、責任が持てないならやるなって前に姉さんが俺に言ったのに。
So Michael cuts in and he's like, "If he's going to follow you in anticipation of a feeding, like another gift of those sweets, if she couldn't take responsibility," he says to Peter, I would do it. My sister told me about this before." Which is true, she did tell him, but they didn't know that it was like gonna turn into this. So he's like, "I'll take responsibility for it." And Wendy, she pipes up and she tells them, "Sorry." She's thinking, but as things stand, I can't argue with the current situation. Like, what's happening?
あのお菓子、とっても美味しかった。こんな世界にあんなに美味しいお菓子があるなんて知らなかったよ。
He's like a sweets fanatic. You can tell because he's blushing now and like all happy. In the background, Peter, while they're freaking out. Peter's like, "That candy was so delicious. I don't know. Well, I didn't know there was such a delicious type of candy in this world." He's like excited. Creeper.
それはどうもありがとう。あれを作ったのは俺だ。
So Michael tells him after a pause, "Thank you so much. I made it."
そうなんだ。嬉しいな。美味しいお菓子を作れる人が僕の世界に来てくれるなんて。
And Peter's like, "Hey, that's right. I'm glad that someone who can make such delicious sweets will come to my world." And they're now being informed that they're all being kidnapped. Yup. Peter, Peter, Creeper, Pumpkin Eater. Yup. And Michael's like, "What? Like, question mark?" And it changes again here. This time Wendy's yelling. She's like, "Come to your world? No way! I'm not going to let you take Michael too!" And trailed off. Peter's like all happy with his eyes closed and like big smile.
あれ？言わなかったかな？僕は 君と君の弟たち3人を迎えに来たんだよ。
Peter's like, don't you remember me saying that? I came to pick you up and your 3 brothers. Or sorry, and your 2 brothers. For 3, because he needs 3 judges. And she's like, yes, yeah, what? Like, what is this? Like, you mean that? And then like, what? What is this?
みんなで行こう。こんな世界よりずっと楽しい世界に。
He's like, let's go together, a world that is much more fun than this. That's Peter speaking to them. Creeper. Wendy's like, oh no no, my brothers are not, absolutely not going. And she's like to herself, this is a nightmare that I have invited in. If I didn't call out to Peter, such a silly thing wouldn't have happened. And she's talking about when she called out to him in like the Prologue's earlier section at the market. She's like to herself still, John and Michael must be protected by me. My mother told me and asked for me to watch over my house, like the household. And the CG's changed.
そっちの君がマイケルで、君は？
He's not impressed with John, like he doesn't like him. You can tell because of how he addresses him. He's like, Peter's like, well, you're Michael, and he's talking to Michael, and then he's like, and you? And points to John, basically. That's why it like CG'd to John and him. John's still freaking out. It gets really creepy from here on out, you guys.
ジョンだけど。
John's like, I'm John, trailing off.
よろしくジョン。僕はピーターだよ。君もお菓子を作れるの？
Peter's like, hello, John. I'm Peter. Can you make sweets too? And Wendy's thinking to herself, Peter grips John's hand. That was that noise, like him gripping it hard.
僕はそういうことは全然だから。
John tells him, I don't do that stuff at all, like that kind of thing.
つまらないんだね。他に特技とかないの？
And now he's like getting like crap from Peter. Peter's like, you're boring. Do you have any other special skills?
特技と言われても、そうだな。
And John repeats back, he's like, even if you say something that is a special skill, trailing off, and then he's like, right, and trailed off again.
兄さん、なんでそんなやつとのんきに握手しながら話しているんだよ。
Michael cuts in, he's like, brother, and he's like, why are you talking to such a person with a handshake? Like, what are you doing?
いや、飛んでいるし、僕は一体何をどうすればいいのか。
John here's like, no, I mean, it's true, he's flying, trailing off. And he's like, what on earth am I supposed to do about this?
たく、まだ思考が停止したままなのか？どんなに頭が良くても緊急事態に対応できないなら意味ないな。
Now Michael's giving him crap. He's like, well, you're still able to do thinking. No matter how smart you are, it doesn't make sense or matter if you can't handle an emergency with it. And it changed again back. Wendy's like, aloud, I'm sorry, Michael, after a long pause.
なんで姉さんが謝るんだよ。
After a pause, Michael replies back. He's like, why are you apologizing? Wendy's like, because I'm bad. I brought him, like, into the house. And if I didn't talk to that guy in the city, she trailed off aloud.
謝らなくていいよ。こんなこと予想の範囲を超えている。
Michael tells her, you don't have to apologize. This is beyond the scope of expectations. And Wendy's like, but... You can see he's trying to reassure her. Like his facial expression's different from earlier.
兄さんを見たらわかるだろう。予想外の出来事すぎてすっかり頭が停止している。
Michael's like, can't you see when you look at your brother? I mean, he's completely stunned because of an unexpected event like this. She's like, don't worry about it. Like, John's broken over there.
いつもは知らないことなんかないって偉そうな顔してるくせに、こんな時に全く役に立たない。
So Michael tells her, I don't know anything but that which we don't always know already. But he's useless now at times like this. He's like giving him so much crap. Wendy's like, no reply to this. She just feels bad. And Wendy's like, I grab Michael's arm tightly too. I have to protect, she thinks to herself. I have to protect. And then she's like, I will definitely protect these children. She's determined. And then she yells out to him, like to Peter, I will never go with you. I can't let these kids go too, either.
ティンカー、もう追いかけられごっこはやめろよ。全員揃ったみたいだから、早く帰ろう。
And the sprites come back for a little while. Peter's like, Tinker, it stopped chasing you because you've already been chased around. It looks like we're all together now, so let's go home soon. He's just completely steamrolling over her and ignoring her, which she'll comment. And, like, he's basically like, we're gonna go now. This dude's so creepy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wendy tells him, Peter, listen to my words. Peter doesn't, like, care. He just gives her that look. That look. So creepy. And Wendy's like, I'm completely ignored to herself. Peter doesn't try to react to my words at all.
追いかけられごっこなんて遊び聞いたことないわ。少しは状況を見ていってよ。
And so Peter was actually talking about how, like, Nana wasn't chasing Tinker around anymore, so let's go. And so Tinker's like, I've never been up to play after I've been chased. I've never heard of it. Look at the situation for a moment. She's all mad about it.
この犬を何とかしてくれないと出発の準備なんてできるわけがないじゃない。
She tells him I can't be prepared to leave unless I manage this dog for that.
じゃあ、その子も一緒に連れて行こうよ。面倒だから、ここにいる全員に振りかければいいじゃないか。
So Peter tells her, then let's take that child with me too. And then he's like, it's become a hassle, so I'd like to just imitate everyone here and leave something. Like, I'm assuming glamour, basically, to like, leave like a copy or something there. Because that's how it kind of translated. Anyway, he calls like even the dog his child. Because he doesn't look at it as like human and animal. He just like looks at it as like, oh, my minions, which are my children. That's why I say it's very similar to the original. Like he doesn't have like a concept of humanity. And they portray that well, the writing. Anyway, he's like that, and then...
まさか犬まで連れて帰るっていうの？
Tinker's like, no way in hell. You say you're going to bring her dog home?
別に3人以上連れて帰ってはダメだって決まりはないだろ？どうでもいいから早く帰りたいんだ。僕はここが大嫌いだからね。
Peter's like, there's no rule that you can't take 3 or more people home with you, right? I don't care. I want to go home soon. I hate this place. He trails off and told her. He's like fed up and he wants to go. He wants to kidnap them all. Wendy's like, if you're going home, just don't come back. Like, go by yourself, basically.
さっきからうるさいな。君の言うことを聞く気はないんだから、おとなしく僕の言うことを聞きなよ。
Now he's threatening her. He's like, you've been noisy from the beginning, and I'm not willing to listen to you, so I'll be gentle, but only if you're willing to listen to me. Yeah. Wendy's like, I can't hear you asking me.
聞かないとダメだよ。君は僕の子分なんだから。
Now he's really creepy. He's like, I don't have to ask Wendy. You are my child, he told her. And Wendy's like, now what did you say?
ティンカー、早くしろ。
He's like, Tinker, go ahead. Like, get him ready. Such a jerk. Good grief.
わかったわよ。粉を大量に使うのって疲れるのよ。
So Tinker's like, okay. And then, are you tired of using so much powder? Because, like, she's wondering why he doesn't just do it. It's animated here. And Wendy's talking about, as this is said, Tinker flies in the air, glittering powder fills the room. It's really pretty. I love this game. I love it just as much as my Alice games, honestly. That's why I did like that full translation in such a short time. CGs are back. Still kind of animated a little bit here. Wendy's like, what is this? After a pause. They're all freaking out.
あ、体が光っている。
John finally speaks up again, and he's like, wow, your body, shiny. The powder on our skin glows faintly. It's like Tinker's skin, Wendy thinks.
すごい。やっぱりこれ夢なんじゃないのか。
Michael's like, amazing. Isn't this a dream after all? He's like, aren't we dreaming after all? And Wendy's like, to herself, a familiar room turns into a fantastic stage. If this is magic, then you just have to admire the beautiful appearance of it. I agree. She thinks to herself, however, I feel an unknown fear because I know that it isn't a perfect reality that this is happening.
どうなってんだ、姉さん、マイケル。
John's like, what's going on? Sister Michael, trailing off.
体が変だ。
So Michael's like, two realities? Like, are we dreaming and in reality? And then he's like, or is this our actual body that this is happening to? And then he confirms at the end, weird. Wendy's just freaking out now, because she just noticed something. She's like, I can't move my own body, which Peter knew would happen. She asks him directly, she's like, did you take away our freedom with a strange drug?
まさかそんなことしないよ。
Peter's like, no way. I won't do that. Liar.
光っているのはティンカーが振りかけた妖精の粉さ。この粉を身にまとえば飛べない君たちでも自由に飛べるようになるんだ。
He's like, the sparkling thing is the powder of the fairies, sprinkled by Tinker. Wearing this powder will allow even you, who can't fly, to fly freely. And it changed. Wendy's thinking to herself, Peter grabbed my arm and pulled it. My body floats slightly in the air. Gorgeous CGs. Oh my gosh. There's a dance one coming up, like when they're in London in the next vid. Or maybe not next vid. Maybe it lasts a while. Like the scenes. And that one's like super gorgeous too. Yeah, it's beautiful. She's like, I'm floating, I'm floating. All freaked out.
慣れないと動きづらいけど、慣れてくると上手に飛べるようになるよ。それまでは僕が誘導して連れて行ってあげる。
This freaking liar. He's like, if you're not used to it, it will be difficult to move. But once you get used to it, you'll be able to fly well. Until then, I will guide and take you. He did that on purpose. Totally on purpose, this fool.
おい、姉さんをどこに。おお。
And as the CGs changed again, Michael's like, hey, where are you? And then, like, after a pause, he's like, wow. He grabbed on. Wendy's thinking to herself as Michael tried to hold me back, he grabbed my arm in a biting grip, and we floated up together. And it changed again.
二人をどうする気だ。おわ浮いた。
John's freaking out. He's like, what are you going to do with them? Ugh, I'm floating. And he grabbed on. Now he's holding on to Michael's leg. And Wendy thinks to herself. John grabs Michael's foot and rises with us.
人間が飛ぶ。いや、そんな。しかも僕がまさか飛ぶなんてことが。
John's freaking out and he's like, and humans fly? And then he's like, no, that's not what I mean. And trailed off again. And he's like, after a pause, isn't it impossible to fly? And it changes again. Wendy's looking at him. She's like, John, are you okay? And John has no reply, he's broken again. Wendy's like, John? No reply again.
ああ、また停止してる。兄さん、硬直していてもいいけど、手を離すなよ。
So Michael's like, oh, yeah, he stopped again. Brother, you may be rigid, but don't you know you can't let go? He's like, make sure don't let go. I changed again.
ほら、あんたも行くわよ。
This cracked me up the first time I saw it. Like, after all the creepy stuff, you get Tigger in here, and she's holding the dog. She's like, you see? We'll go too. So freaking cute and hilarious. This little, like, fiend right here. Nana's freaked out. You can tell. The dog's just, like, quiet. Wendy's like, Tinker picked up Nana a little later. She may be confused, being cute, and her nose kept snorting. She's like, Nana, aloud. And she thinks to herself in my room, John and Michael, Nana too, is also fluffy-headed right now. Like, they're not thinking clearly, they're in a fog. And then Wendy's like to herself still, it's the first time since I've been born that I'm floating, and I don't know where to put my effort in or how to move like this, either. And she thinks to herself, Peter can only move us as he pulls. In this situation, I'll be taken without even being able to resist. And she yells at him, she's like, I don't want to go! Peter, please draw me in, everyone!
どうしてそんなに嫌がるの？君はここが嫌いなくせに。
So it saves back to sprites, which are still rare. And Peter's like, why do you hate me so much for this? And then he's like, you hate it here. He's like, you shouldn't be mad, like, you hate it here. Wendy's like, I don't dislike it here. Why do you affirm me of this, even though I don't feel it? Release us. He keeps insisting, just steamrolling over that she doesn't like this place. He even did it in the marketplace. And he's like, in the larger sense, I mean, don't you understand? From the way that I'm talking to you. And she just thought that he meant like the shopping road. But no, he meant like that world. That she didn't dislike, or that she didn't like it. And Wendy here is like, even if I try to resist, I can't move my body well, so I'm left to yelling alone at him. And change back. Like,
そろそろ行こうか。
Peter, after a pause, is like, let's go now. Griever. That's everybody. This was hell to translate. Oh my gosh. That background like totally messed up like all of my scanning stuff on my translator. So yeah. But I got it anyway. Wendy's like, Peter didn't hesitate to say so, and suddenly jumped out of the cold window frame. So they're in the air now and they're flying. This is to herself. Aloud though, she says, "Oh, I'll fall."
いいリアクションだね。大丈夫、落ちないよ。
Peter's like, "Ah, ha, 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 ha. Good reaction," is what he tells her. Jerk. This is what it looks like with that stuff on there. Wendy's talking to herself here. She's like, "Even though the ground is at the bottom, a strange sense of harmony returns to me as if without gravity, and as we rise into the sky, the ride gets warmer and faster."
これここから落ちたら死ぬよな。
Michael, he's like, "If you fall from here, you'll die, right?" After a pause. And Wendy's like, Michael's hand trembled a little. It's obvious that he's scared. This to herself. And she thinks also, I have to protect them. Thankfully it fades from there. Wendy's asking Peter, she's like, where is your world that we're going to? Where are we going to from now? You can see she's looking at Peter and mad. And the others are freaked out. Except for Tinker, who's just like, whatever.
月の影の向こう。
And he's like, beyond the moon's shadow. Peter to them. Wendy's like, Peter pointed out into the night. The new moon is floating in the sky tonight.
あそこが僕の世界につながる入り口なんだ。タイミングを合わせるのが難しいけど、僕がちゃんと連れて行くから安心して。
Peter's like, that's the gateway to my world. It's difficult to get the timing right, but I'll take you there with confidence. Don't worry. Jerk. She doesn't want to go. You can see they're like further in the sky. When he's like, I really don't want him to take us to another world. I felt desperate about it. To herself.
きっと君は僕の世界が気に入るよ。こんな世界よりよっぽど楽しくて綺麗で退屈しない世界だから。
Peter's like, I'm sure you'll love my world. It's a more fun, compact, and less boring, hateful world than this one. Jerk. And then the CG's fade. Wendy to herself is like, Peter rises steadily. With the feeling of giving up, I suddenly turn my eyes to my feet. She freaks out. Because her mom's there. She's like, I find a person heading for our house that is getting smaller, and I take a breather for a moment. She's like, Mom! Desperately, I'm reaching out, but it can't arrive. My voice, like it's stuck. She's super freaking out. She's like, it's an empty house now with no one, and I couldn't see my mother entering the house behind the clouds. Wendy to herself is like, riding on into the sky, the lights of the city spread out below your eyes, sparkling like a starry sky themselves. She thinks, even though it's my city, it's the first time I've seen it from such a place. Like, up high. She's thinking to herself, the hands of the clock tower, which are always far away, are bigger than I'm expecting, and I'm surprised. When he's like, from the schools I went to, the shops I know well, and the open air, it seemed like all places I should know. She's still thinking, I wonder what it looks like to them when the boy is flying in the air while holding us. And she's like, I don't want to think too much on that. I took a deep sigh. And it's back, the CGs. Different ones. Wendy's like, immediately, I noticed Peter drew down on my hand and then plunged us. like, oh, out loud, screaming. And then to herself, she's like, in my fear of falling upside down, I desperately grabbed Peter's body.
君の街を近くで見てみたくなっただけなんだけど、驚いた？
Peter tells her, I just wanted to see your city from nearby. Were you surprised? And Wendy's like, oh, it's because you didn't you decide this so suddenly?
お前と一緒に飛んでるのは姉さんだけじゃないんだぞ。俺たちを振り落とす気か。
Michael tells her it's not only my sister who is flying with you. I'm afraid for us who are going to be shaken off. He's like reminding him, like, don't you remember? And Wendy to herself is like, Michael, holding onto my arm, screamed at him. She's like, it's probably because John is stuck to Michael's foot, but we can't hear a word from him from the beginning, so he's probably stuck again in his own mind. They're all still freaking out except for Peter.
ごめんごめん。言うの忘れていたっけ？手を離してもその場でふわふわ浮いているだけで、急には落ちないよ。
Peter here's like, I'm sorry. Did I forget to say that? Even if I'd released your hand, you'd just be floating on the spot and you wouldn't fall off suddenly. He's like, don't worry about it.
空が初めてなら試してみたらどうかな。空中に漂う気持ちよさは鳥の羽を何千何万集めてもかなわないほどだからね。
Peter's like, if you're new to the sky, why not give it a try? The comfort of floating in the air is so high that you can't beat that feel of 1,000 of bird wings that you gather while doing it. And Wendy's like, perhaps he was interested in Peter's words because Michael relaxed his hand. His body moves away from me, but John's body doesn't move up or down.
本当に落ちないんだ。これどうやったら自由に飛べるようになるんだ？
Michael's like, I didn't really fall. How can I fly freely? Like, I didn't really fall. And then he's like, how can I fly so freely?
そんなの簡単よ。空気を蹴ればいいの。反動で前に進めるから。
Tinker here is like, it's that easy. You just need to kick in the air. It's a reaction. And you move forward.
空気を蹴る？こんな感じかな。
Michael's like, kick in the air? And then he's like, is it like this?
お、少しだけ前に進めたぞ。
Michael's like, oh, I've moved forward a little bit. And Wendy has no reply at first. Then to herself, she's like, Michael is working hard. It's true that he's been able to do a little bit of advancement, but she trails off to herself. Aloud, she tells them, it seems like you're drowning rather than progressing. She like gave him crap for it.
姉さん、それはないよ。まあ、無駄な動きが多すぎるから見苦しいかもしれないけど。
Michael's like, sister, after a pause, that's not true. And then he's like, well, there are too many useless moves now that I'm doing, so it may be unsightly. And trailed off again. When he's like, it's ugly, but if you don't do it, you won't get better. And then she's like, I'll try too. Sly girl. She thinks to herself, if we can fly well here, we may be able to get back home.
君はダメだよ。もっと僕と一緒に飛ぶんだ。あ、街を舞台にダンスをしよう。それなら嫌いな世界でも少しは楽しめる。
Peter's like, you're no good for that. I'll have you fly more with me. Let's dance on the streets. Then you can enjoy things a little in a world that you don't actually like. He's like, no way that's happening. Because he totally got, like, the guess right on that. Alrighty, we are going to end this here. Because the next scenes are going to, like, take us up to about probably the wormhole. At which point we'll probably save there for another video. Alrighty, and save over this one. Yes, that's fine. Save complete.